Intelligence Officer Nora Harrison stood at the window of her orbital office, watching Earth's gleaming surface below. After 15 years in Earth defense intelligence, she had learned to trust her instincts. Right now, those instincts were screaming that something wasn't right about the Centauri Dominion's peaceful overtures. The massive holographic display behind her showed the Dominion's diplomatic vessel hanging in high orbit, sleek, crystalline, and beautiful. Too beautiful, perhaps, like a Venus flytrap waiting for its prey. "Play the first contact message again," she commanded. The ship's ambassador, High Emissary Vral, appeared in the center of her office. His tall, ethereal form and melodious voice were the very picture of advanced civilization. "People of Earth, we bring greetings from the Centauri Dominion. We have watched your development with great interest. You stand at the threshold of a new age. We offer you membership in our Fellowship of Worlds, access to technology beyond your dreams, medicines to cure your diseases, clean energy to power your civilization. All we ask is your friendship and cooperation." Nora paused the recording. "Computer, analyze vocal patterns and body language against known deception indicators." The AI worked silently for several moments. Analysis complete. Micro-expressions indicate suppressed aggression. Vocal stress patterns suggest rehearsed deception. 89% probability of hostile intent. She nodded grimly. The evidence had been mounting for weeks. The Dominion's ship positions didn't match their stated diplomatic mission. Their energy readings were too high for a peaceful vessel, and their careful attempts to scan Earth's defenses hadn't gone unnoticed. Her quantum pad chimed with an incoming message. Her deep cover agent in the Proxima system had finally made contact. As she read the encrypted text, her hands tightened into fists. Latest intelligence confirms suspicions. Dominion diplomatic overtures are standard prelude to invasion. Pattern repeated across 12 systems. They assess defensive capabilities while positioning fleet assets. Full invasion typically follows within 30 days of first contact. Attached. Evidence of military buildup in neighboring systems. Nora immediately opened a secure channel to Admiral Chen at Earth Defense Command. "Sir, we need to meet. I have confirmation of hostile intent." Hours later, in the reinforced bunker beneath the Pacific Ocean, Nora presented her findings to Earth's Defense Council. The assembled military and civilian leaders listened intently as she laid out the evidence. "The Dominion's pattern is consistent across multiple conquered worlds," she explained, highlighting star systems on the tactical display. "They arrive offering friendship and technology. While their diplomats distract the population with promises, their military analyzes defenses and positions invasion forces. By the time the target realizes the truth, it's too late." Admiral Chen studied the fleet movements she had mapped. "How long do you estimate before they strike?" "Based on their usual timeline and current fleet positions, no more than 3 weeks. They have battle groups assembling in these 5 systems." The display showed red dots representing Dominion warships moving into position. "Then we stick to the plan," Chen said firmly. "Continue accepting their diplomatic overtures. Let them think we're naive. Meanwhile, bring all defense systems to full readiness under the guise of routine maintenance." Nora nodded. Earth had spent decades preparing for this moment. Since detecting the first hints of alien radio signals, humanity had quietly built up forces that would shock any would-be invader. But timing would be crucial. Over the next 2 weeks, she watched as more Dominion ships arrived in nearby systems. Their diplomats continued their careful dance, never suspecting that every move was being monitored, every scan detected and fed false data. The emissary requested a meeting with Earth's leaders to finalize diplomatic arrangements. Nora knew this was typically when the Dominion revealed their true nature, after their forces were perfectly positioned for a lightning strike. As she prepared for the meeting, her quantum pad lit up with urgent alerts. Massive energy signatures were detected jumping into the system. The Dominion's invasion fleet had arrived early. She slammed her hand on the emergency alert button. Throughout the solar system, hidden defense installations hummed to life. orbital platforms shed their civilian disguises, revealing weapons arrays. The trap was ready. The emissary's smug smile faltered as alarms blared through the conference room. "What is the meaning of this?" he demanded. Nora met his gaze coolly. "I think you know exactly what it means, emissary. Your invasion fleet just arrived. Unfortunately for you, we've been expecting this for a very long time." The emissary's facade cracked, revealing the predator beneath. "Impossible. You're a primitive species. You couldn't have detected your buildup, your fleet movements, the false data you've been feeding your superiors about Earth's capabilities." Nora allowed herself a small smile. "We've known what you are since before you arrived. The only question was when you would show your true colors." As if on cue, Admiral Chen's voice echoed through the command channel. "All Earth Defense Forces, execute Operation Brightshield. Show our visitors exactly what humanity is capable of." Across the solar system, humanity's hidden strength was revealed. The game of deception was over. Now the real battle would begin. The emissary's face contorted with rage as reports flooded in of his ships encountering far more resistance than expected. Earth wasn't the primitive target they had anticipated, and their carefully laid invasion plans were about to meet humanity's decades of preparation. Nora watched the first waves of Earth's defenders move to engage the Dominion fleet. The enemy had expected to find sheep ready for slaughter. Instead, they had walked into a wolf's den. The real question was, how would they react when they realized just how badly they had underestimated humanity's resolve? Admiral Marcus Reeves stood in Earth's primary defense command center, buried 2 miles beneath the Himalayas. Around him, massive holographic displays showed the Dominion fleet spreading into attack formation. Their ships were beautiful, organic-looking things that seemed to grow rather than be built. But beneath that elegant exterior lay weapons that had subjugated a dozen worlds. "Status of defense grid," he commanded, his voice steady despite the tension filling the chamber. Colonel Jade Wong's fingers danced across her control panel. "All systems online, sir. Quantum shields at full power. The enemy still hasn't detected our true defensive network." The Dominion's initial strike was devastating, or would have been, against the primitive defenses they thought Earth possessed. Their energy weapons lashed out, targeting what appeared to be vulnerable cities and military installations. Instead, their beams splashed harmlessly against invisible barriers, dispersed by technology they couldn't comprehend. Signal from the Dominion flagship, Lieutenant Rafael Santos reported. "They're demanding our immediate surrender." Reeves allowed himself a grim smile. "Put them through." The massive central display showed the Dominion's fleet commander, a tall, aristocratic figure with iridescent skin. "Your pitiful defenses cannot hope to." "Fleet Commander," Reeves interrupted calmly, "I should inform you that what you're seeing isn't our defense network. Those are decoys. Allow me to demonstrate our actual capabilities." He nodded to Colonel Wong. "Initiate Protocol Omega." Across the solar system, thousands of hidden installations activated. Artificial asteroids split open, revealing advanced weapon platforms. The dark side of the moon rippled as massive hangar doors exposed Earth's true fleet. Mars' polar ice caps shimmered and vanished. Holographic camouflage, concealing vast defense arrays. "Impossible," the fleet commander whispered, his composure cracking. "Our scans showed nothing of this magnitude." "That was rather the point," Reeves replied. "We detected your first scout ships 50 years ago. Did you really think we spent that time doing nothing?" In her command pod aboard the EDS Hyperion, Captain Olivia Patel watched her quantum radar light up with hostile signatures. The Dominion fleet was adjusting, bringing their heaviest weapons to bear. They still didn't understand what they were facing. "All ships, execute attack pattern Delta," she ordered. Her fleet of advanced destroyers emerged from their quantum fields, appearing impossibly close to the Dominion's lines. Ships that seemed to defy physics, built with technology that humanity had developed in secret. The Dominion's first volley of plasma torpedoes passed harmlessly through Earth's ships, holographic projections masking their true positions. The return fire was devastatingly real. Quantum-tipped missiles phased through the enemy shields as if they weren't there, precisely targeting propulsion and weapon systems. Back in the command center, Reeves watched the battle unfold. Status of the Artemis network. Online and tracking, sir, Wong reported. The AI is predicting enemy maneuvers with 99.8% accuracy. They can't make a move we haven't already anticipated. The Artemis network was humanity's masterstroke, a quantum AI system that could process combat data faster than organic minds could comprehend. Every Dominion tactic, every strategy, was countered before it could be fully implemented. On the main display, the fleet commander's face showed growing horror as reports of system failures cascaded through his fleet. Their shields were useless against weapons that ignored traditional physics. Their advanced targeting systems were being spoofed by drones that didn't appear to occupy normal spacetime. "What are you?" he demanded. "We are humanity," Reeves answered simply. "We spent 50 years preparing for this moment. Every technology you see was developed with one purpose: defending Earth against forces like yours. You thought you found an easy target. Instead, you found a species that has dedicated half a century to ensuring our survival." In space, the battle was turning into a rout. Captain Patel's ships danced through the enemy formation, their quantum drives making them appear to be everywhere and nowhere at once. Traditional space combat doctrine meant nothing against vessels that could locally alter the laws of physics. "Sir," Wong called out, "we're detecting power spikes in the enemy fleet. They're preparing to retreat." Reeves nodded. "Activate the quantum anchors. They don't get to run away and bring reinforcements." Across the solar system, hidden satellites powered up, creating a web of quantum fields that prevented faster-than-light travel. The Dominion fleet was trapped. "Attention Dominion forces," Reeves broadcast. "Your ships are disabled. Your weapons are ineffective. Your retreat is blocked. These are your options: surrender and be detained humanely, or continue fighting and be systematically disabled. Either way, your invasion ends here." The fleet commander's response was predictable: a desperate full-power assault on Earth's defenses. Every weapon in their arsenal was unleashed at once. The energy release was visible from Mars, a spectacular light show that accomplished nothing against quantum shields designed to redirect rather than resist. "Final casualty report," Wong announced as the battle wound down. 0 deaths on either side. 87 minor injuries among our forces. 92% of enemy fleet disabled and ready for boarding. Reeves allowed himself to relax slightly. The first test of Earth's defenses had been a success, but he knew this was just the beginning. The Dominion wouldn't take this defeat lightly. They would return with everything they had. But that was exactly what humanity had been counting on. Every punch the enemy threw taught them more about Dominion technology. Every attack made Earth's predictive systems more accurate. And now, humanity had captured examples of their most advanced ships for study. "Send word to all commands," he ordered. "Phase 1 is complete. Begin preparation for Phase 2. The real war is about to begin." As the Dominion's surviving ships surrendered one by one, Reeves couldn't help but wonder if they yet understood their greatest mistake. They had assumed humanity's isolation meant weakness. Instead, it had given Earth time to prepare, innovate, and build in secret. The galaxy was about to learn that humanity's greatest strength wasn't its technology. It was the determination and foresight that had created it. Would you like me to continue with Part 3, where we explore how Earth begins to take the fight to the Dominion? The quantum labs beneath Lake Baikal hummed with activity as director Kira Volkov studied the holographic display of captured Dominion technology. After 3 months of careful analysis, she and her team had confirmed what they'd long suspected. The Dominion's supposed technological superiority was largely an illusion. Their base technology isn't actually more advanced than ours, she explained to the gathered military leaders. They've just had longer to refine it. But our quantum systems are generations ahead of anything they've conceived. Admiral Reeves leaned forward, his weathered face reflecting the blue glow of the holograms. Can we use their own ships against them? Kira smiled, bringing up a new display showing the modified Dominion vessels. We already are. Their quantum architecture was embarrassingly easy to override once we understood it. We've upgraded 30 of their ships with our systems. They're ready for Operation Stormbreak. On the tactical display, red dots representing Dominion reinforcements were gathering at the edge of monitored space. The enemy had spent 3 months assembling the largest fleet in their history. Over 3,000 ships drawn from across their empire. Commander Ishiro Tanaka's voice came through the quantum comm from his position near Neptune. Long-range sensors are picking up their advanced fleet. They're being much more cautious this time. They should be, Kira replied. But they still don't understand what they're really facing. Begin Phase 1. Across the solar system, Earth's defense network shifted into a new configuration. The Quantum Eye Artemis had spent months analyzing Dominion combat data, developing countermeasures for every conceivable tactic. Now it was time to show the enemy something completely new. Captain Patel stood on the bridge of the upgraded Hyperion, now integrated with both human and captured Dominion technology. All ships, execute quantum fold maneuver on my mark. Her fleet of 50 ships, a mix of Earth vessels and upgraded Dominion crafts, activated their new quantum drives simultaneously. Space itself seemed to ripple as they created a localized bubble of altered physics. When it collapsed, they had seemingly vanished. The Dominion's advance fleet arrived at Pluto's orbit, weapons charged and shields at maximum. They were prepared for Earth's previous tactics. They weren't prepared for what happened next. Patel's fleet reappeared inside their formation, having bypassed their defensive screens completely. The upgraded ships opened fire with weapons that combined Earth's quantum technology with Dominion power systems. The result was devastating. Enemy ships disabled. Patel reported calmly. No casualties. Their crews are unharmed, but their systems are completely offline. Back in the quantum lab, Kira watched the tactical display update. The quantum fold worked perfectly. Their conventional defenses are useless against localized space-time manipulation. Admiral Reeves nodded grimly. Launch the Athena swarms. Thousands of small, autonomous drones emerged from hidden bases across the solar system. Each one carried a quantum core that allowed it to phase through solid matter. They passed through the hulls of Dominion ships like ghosts. Their specialized AI systems interface with and overriding enemy computers. The Dominion's advance fleet went dark, then came back online, now under Earth's control. The enemy's own ships turned to face the oncoming main fleet, weapons armed with Earth's quantum warheads. Message from the Dominion Command. Commander Tanaka reported. They're asking how this is possible. Send them the full technical data, Reeves ordered, surprising everyone in the room. Let them see exactly what they're facing. Kira understood the strategy. The technical specifications of Earth's quantum technology would terrify the Dominion more than any weapon. They were facing an enemy that had developed entirely new branches of physics while maintaining a facade of primitive technology. The main Dominion fleet began to arrive, thousands of ships emerging from faster-than-light travel. Earth's defenders watched calmly as the enemy assembled the largest armada ever seen in the solar system. They still think numbers will make a difference, Kira observed. Shall we show them otherwise? Admiral Reeves gave the order. Execute Operation Stormbreak. Across the solar system, quantum generators activated simultaneously. Space itself seemed to shiver as overlapping fields created a cascade effect. The laws of physics within the solar system began to operate under new rules, rules that Earth's ships and weapons were designed for, but which made the Dominion's technology barely functional. Enemy ships found their faster-than-light drives inoperable. Their energy weapons dissipated harmlessly in the altered space. Their shields flickered and failed as fundamental forces stopped working the way they were supposed to. All Earth forces, begin convergent protocols, Reeves commanded. Patel's fleet led the attack, They're quantum-modified ships moving through space in ways that should have been impossible. The Athena swarms swept through the enemy formation like a tide, turning ship after ship to Earth's control. When conventional resistance was attempted, quantum weapons simply bypassed shields and armor, precisely disabling critical systems. In the quantum lab, Kira watched the tactical display with satisfaction. The AI predicts total fleet capitulation within 2 hours. We haven't lost a single ship or crew member. What about the captured Dominion personnel? Reeves asked. They're being well treated, Kira assured him. In fact, many of them are already asking questions about our technology. It seems not everyone in the Dominion is happy with their leadership. The battle, if it could even be called that, was unlike anything in military history. Earth's forces weren't just winning. They were doing so without causing death or destruction. Every disabled ship was preserved. Every crew member kept safe. It was a demonstration not just of technological superiority, but of humanitarian principles. Sir, Commander Tanaka's voice came through again. We're receiving transmissions from multiple Dominion worlds. They're asking for help overthrowing their rulers. The holographic chamber aboard the EDS Liberty displayed a stunning sight. Representatives from 27 formerly subjugated worlds, each bringing their own tales of Dominion oppression and dreams of freedom. Fleet Commander Isabella Reyes stood before them, her presence commanding attention despite her relatively small stature. Earth doesn't seek to replace one empire with another, she declared, her voice carrying to every corner of the vast chamber. We offer our technology and support freely, asking only that you join us in helping others achieve their freedom. The alien delegates exchanged glances, some hopeful, others skeptical. A tall, crystalline being from the Lyra system stood up. The Dominion ruled through superior technology. How can we be sure Earth won't do the same? Reyes gestured, and the room's center filled with complex technical schematics. Because we're giving you everything. Our quantum technology, our defense systems, our AI innovations, all of it. Knowledge shouldn't be a weapon of control. In orbit around a distant Dominion core world, Captain Patel watched as another liberation operation unfolded. The Hyperion's quantum sensors tracked hundreds of small resistance ships, newly equipped with Earth's technology, as they systematically disabled the orbital defense platforms. Status report, she commanded. Lieutenant Jin Park responded from his tactical station. Resistance forces are performing perfectly, Captain. The modified quantum weapons are bypassing all Dominion defenses. No casualties on either side. Earth's strategy had evolved beyond simple military victory. Each liberated world was immediately given access to the quantum technology that had proven so effective. More importantly, they were taught how to develop and improve it themselves. Back on Earth, Director Volkov supervised the largest technology transfer in human history. The quantum labs had been transformed into a teaching center, with scientists from dozens of worlds learning alongside Earth's experts. The key breakthrough, she explained to a group of alien researchers, wasn't just the quantum manipulation itself. It was understanding how to merge it with existing technologies. She pointed to a disabled Dominion ship floating in orbit. Your own ships, for example, can be upgraded rather than replaced. The liberation movement spread faster than anyone had anticipated. The Dominion's iron grip on their territory had always depended on maintaining technological superiority. As world after world gained access to quantum technology, that advantage evaporated. Admiral Reeves, coordinating from Lunar Command, watched the galactic map fill with green indicators representing freed worlds. Status of the Liberation Network. Commander Tanaka's image flickered in the quantum projection. 342 worlds have officially joined. Sir, another 100 are in active rebellion. The Dominion is losing control of entire sectors daily. But the Dominion wasn't finished. Their remaining forces had fallen back to their heavily fortified homeworlds, gathering for what promised to be a final desperate stand. Fleet Commander Reyes addressed the Liberation Network Council with growing urgency. Our intelligence suggests they're trying to develop countermeasures to quantum technology. They've also begun employing more brutal tactics against worlds showing signs of rebellion. The crystalline delegate from Lyra spoke again, but this time with steely determination. Then we must strike now, before they can harm more innocent lives. Agreement echoed through the chamber. The network's combined fleet, Earth vessels fighting alongside ships from dozens of liberated worlds, would launch the largest coordinated attack in galactic history. Captain Patel stood on the Hyperion's bridge, watching Allied ships gather around her fleet. The vessel's quantum AI highlighted the unique modifications each world had made to their ships, improvements and innovations that might never have emerged under Dominion rule. All ships report ready, Park announced. The network fleet is in position. The plan was ambitious but elegant. While the main fleet engaged the Dominion's remaining forces, specially trained teams would infiltrate their central worlds using quantum fold technology. Their goal wasn't destruction, but liberation, giving oppressed populations the means to overthrow their rulers from within. Director Volkov had developed a new weapon specifically for this operation, quantum resonance fields that could selectively disable military technology while leaving civilian systems untouched. The Dominion's own people would see their oppressors rendered powerless. Begin Operation Daybreak, Rise commanded, her voice carrying to every ship in the vast fleet. Remember, we're not here for revenge. We're here to free the galaxy from tyranny, once and for all. As the massive fleet moved into position, Admiral Reeves reflected on how far they'd come. Earth had started this journey alone, preparing in secret for an invasion. Now they led an alliance of free worlds, united not by force or fear, but by a shared vision of liberty. The final battle for the galaxy's future was about to begin. But whatever happened, the old order of technological suppression and imperial control was finished. A new age of shared knowledge and cooperation would take its place. Would you like me to continue with the final part, where the Liberation Network faces the Dominion's last stand? The Dominion's throne world hummed like a jewel in space, its artificial rings bristling with their most advanced weapons. Behind it, their remaining fleet of 10,000 ships formed a wall of apparent invincibility. This was where the Empire had ruled the galaxy for a millennium. This was where it would end. Grand Admiral Reeves stood on the bridge of the EDS Prometheus, Earth's newest flagship. Around him, the combined fleets of the Liberation Network stretched as far as sensors could detect. Ships of every size and design, all unified by the quantum technology that had changed the balance of power. Final status report, he commanded. Fleet Commander Rias's hologram appeared beside him. All Liberation teams in position. Resistance cells on every Dominion core world are ready to move. Director Volkov reports the quantum resonance field is charged to full capacity. From her position within the Dominion capital itself, Intelligence Officer Harrison sent the coded signal they'd been waiting for. Her team had spent months infiltrating the Empire's last stronghold, preparing for this moment. Inner defenses mapped and targeted. Her whispered message came through. Civilian populations have been warned. Resistance leaders are standing by. The Dominion's Supreme Commander appeared on every ship's communication system. His once elegant features were twisted with rage and fear. You dare to challenge us here? We built this empire. We ruled when your species was still learning to make fire. We cannot be defeated. Admiral Reeves responded calmly. You weren't defeated by our weapons. You were defeated by your own fear of sharing knowledge. While you hoarded technology, we developed something entirely new. While you ruled through force, we built alliances. This isn't a battle. It's the dawn of a new age. Execute final protocol, he ordered. Director Volkov, monitoring from her quantum lab, activated the device they'd spent months preparing. A wave of quantum energy rippled out from hidden generators on every world in Dominion space. As it passed through their territory, their mighty weapons simply stopped working. Captain Patel led the first wave of liberation ships through the suddenly defenseless Dominion fleet. All ships, commence Phase Omega. Remember, Minimal force, maximum precision. The battle that followed wasn't really a battle at all. Quantum-enabled vessels passed through the Dominion's dead defenses like ghosts. Specialized teams transported directly into command centers. Resistance fighters emerged from hiding, armed with technology that made them equals to their former oppressors. In the capital, Harrison watched as centuries of tyranny crumbled in hours. "The people are rising up," she reported. "They're not just accepting liberation, they're demanding it." The Supreme Commander's own guard turned against him, using Earth-provided quantum devices to bypass his personal shields. The empire that had ruled through technological superiority was undone by the very principle they had tried to suppress, the free exchange of knowledge. Director Volkov's voice came through the command channel. "Quantum resonance field holding stable. 98% of Dominion military technology has been neutralized. Civilian systems are unaffected, just as planned." Across former Dominion space, celebrations erupted as people realized they were truly free. Ships that had been fighting minutes before now stood down, their crews often joining the liberation forces. Admiral Reeves opened a channel to all ships and worlds. "To all peoples of the galaxy, the Dominion's reign is over." But this isn't just a military victory. This is a victory for cooperation, for shared knowledge, for the principle that technology should unite us, not divide us. In the following days, representatives from hundreds of worlds gathered to form a new Galactic Council. Earth was offered leadership, but Reeves surprised many by declining. "We didn't fight to replace one central power with another," he explained to the assembled delegates. "We fought for a galaxy where every world is free to develop, to innovate, to share what they learn. The age of empires is over. The age of cooperation has begun." Director Volkov established a new quantum research network where scientists from all worlds could freely share discoveries and innovations. Captain Patel led efforts to transform military vessels into exploration ships. Commander Reyes headed a new emergency response fleet, ready to help any world in crisis. 1 year after the final battle, Harrison stood in the new Galactic Council chamber, now serving as Earth's ambassador. The room was filled with representatives from over 1,000 worlds, each contributing their unique perspectives and knowledge. The Dominion feared that sharing technology would make them weak, she reflected. They never understood that true strength comes from working together. The quantum network that had won the war now connected the galaxy in peace, allowing instant communication and transportation between worlds. Trade flourished. Cultural exchanges enriched all societies. Scientific advancement accelerated beyond what any single civilization could have achieved alone. Earth had prepared for war in isolation, but in doing so had discovered something far more powerful than weapons: the strength that comes from unity. The galaxy had entered a new golden age, not through conquest, but through cooperation. As Harrison looked out at the assembled representatives, she smiled at how far they'd come. The story that began with Earth standing alone against invasion had transformed into something greater, a tale of how humanity helped the galaxy learn to stand together. In the end, Earth's greatest victory hadn't been defeating the Dominion. It had been showing the galaxy a better way forward. The stars were no longer filled with empires and subjects, but with partners and friends, all working together to build a future brighter than any single world could imagine alone.